Sweet. Welcome to Trash Bins. So this channel starting out is going to focus on the launch of Genshin Impact and its development over the coming weeks to months to who knows how long. Kind of depends on what y'all want to see and what I want to do. From there, it'll probably develop into a more broad video game in general kind of YouTube channel, but for now we're going to focus on Genshin. For this upcoming and first video, I wanted to take a moment to voice my opinions that I formulated through playing the closed beta number 3 and from what is coming out of the Chinese open beta that started on the 15th. Now, the content that I'm going to cover and my opinions are going to be more beneficial to people here in the West who have been playing open world RPGs, MMORPGs, RPGs in general, and JRPGs. So really, AAA titles from Western developers and Japan. If you do fit that category, I'm glad you found me. I think my opinions might be able to help you out for launch. If you don't, hey, I think you can enjoy the content anyways. No matter what, think about throwing a like and a subscribe on the video. The subscribe will help you find more of my content in the future. The like, it may be that will help somebody who needs to find this video find it. Either way, I hope you enjoy the video. Genshin Impact is a AAA level title that is going to be open world, action RPG oriented, and is coming from a studio based in China called MiHoYo. On launch day, which is the 28th, here in America, I believe that is going to be between 7 and 10 on Sunday night. It will be launching on the PC, PS4, and mobile, which includes Android and iOS. In the future, it will be coming to PS5 and the Switch. We do not know those dates yet. The main problem I have with Genshin Impact begins right here. And that's the fact that over the last year, me and many others feel as though the promotional material, the info coming from the company, just the atmosphere in general was geared towards a PC and PS4 audience, with the sense that it was going to be an open world action RPG that was free to play, that relied extremely heavy on a cosmetic monetization system where you would buy clothes for your best girl and your best boy and your weapons and stuff like that, but keep the play style that would cater towards a PC and PS4 console audience. However, it's the complete opposite of that. The truth is, this is a mobile title that happens to be AAA and was marketed extremely well to PC and PS4 players. And on top of that, features an extremely aggressive and borderline anti-consumer monetization system that's very indicative of mobile titles in general. Now, I won't come out and say that they lied to us, but I will say, hey, they have an amazing marketing team that knew exactly what they were doing over the last year to draw us in. I'm going to go ahead and get the monetization system out of the way right up here at front. A lot of people are talking about it, but it is not my main point, but I do want to touch on it briefly. So Genshin Impact carries a gacha monetization system. For you that don't know, a gacha system is where you have to summon heroes, units, characters, you can call them whatever you want, from a cast to build a team. This can be thought of very similarly to 2K and FIFA and how their pack system, you have to buy packs to open to get players to build your teams. But in this one, you have to pay to summon. And all heroes besides the base cast, which you get 4 in that base cast, and we're essentially getting 2 more, but all other instances of heroes have to be summoned. And they can be summoned through paid summon or through free-to-play currency that you earn during the game. There's going to be 24 characters at launch, but this is compounded by the fact that there is abysmal rates for summoning. We're talking 0.6% chance to get the best heroes and best weapons, because the top tier of weapons is locked behind this monetization system as well. It is not earned through gameplay. And the fact that you have to summon duplicates of a hero to fully kit out their abilities. Some of these abilities that are locked behind duplicates completely change gameplay and completely change how you play that unit. But I feel like this topic has been extremely well covered by many individuals, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. If you want to learn more about the rates or how it works in detail, you would do really well to jump over to r/Genshin_Impact on Reddit, or to just look up Genshin Impact rates on YouTube or Genshin Impact in general on YouTube. There's a lot of great coverage of the game. So I'm going to move along from that, and because that isn't my main point for this video, guys. No, in my opinion, the worst part of this game is not the aggressive and borderline anti-consumer monetization system. For me, it is the gameplay loop. By that I mean how you play to progress and the things that you do to progress, and the way the game forces you to do these things. That is what I want to cover. This game, just like most open world action RPGs in general, is going to have a giant focus on loot and progression. And that's the whole point. You hit that dopamine rush of getting new loot, of seeing yourself and your characters grow, of getting to play the story mission that you have fallen in love with. And that's all well and good, and you get to do it at the pace you want and how you want to do it. And you don't have to worry if somebody else plays more than you or less than you, because this is a PvE based game, not PvP. And so it doesn't matter if I want to play an hour to 4 hours, 8 hours a day. And it doesn't matter if a mobile player wants to play 1 minute a day. We shouldn't care how the other plays because we aren't affected by them. And so you'll be running around doing story missions, side missions, opening chests, finding these things. And it's awesome until you've done them all. Once you have cleared all those story missions, once you have cleared all those side missions, found the puzzles, found the chests, found the bosses, they don't refresh. Your open world becomes this dead zone, almost a hub world, where yes, you can hunt down mobs and certain bosses that respawn at certain times, but your progression will be slowed from what you could do in an hour takes you a day now. And yes, the lowest tier chest does respawn, and it respawns randomly, and it gives garbage rewards for where you will be. And once again, you will be stuck doing what you could do in an hour to what you could be doing in 2 days. And now you're looking at a wall, a giant looming wall called resin. Now resin is the energy system of this game that up to this point you will have seen a little bit of, but you will think it have been in the background. And the resin system, it's not very fun. Because guess what? From here on out, it's the system you gotta live with. Each of us will have 120 resin from the start of the game, and to anyone's knowledge, it will never grow from that. And all mid-game, late-game content that will give you meaningful drops and meaningful progression, they're tied behind the resin system. Well, it can't be that bad. Surely, we've been able to play as we want, so surely the resin cost of doing these things is very low. No, it's not. Most mid to late game content costs between 20 to 60 resin points, meaning you can do stuff up to 6 times, and some things you can only do twice. Now, how fast does your resin refill? Your resin refills at 1 per 8 minute. That comes out to a grand total of 16 hours, ladies and gentlemen. 16 hours. And therefore, in an optimized world, you could probably spend maybe 160 resin a day if you did a little bit in the morning and a little bit at night. Now I'm going to get into how long can you actually play for your resin. Now, the lower end content that resin uses, I could do in 3 minutes. And those are the ones that take 20, so roughly 12 to 18 minutes depending on how fast I optimize. The high end, maybe up to 12 minutes, but again, you can only do those twice, so up to 24. We're going to give a rough estimate here. You will have between 12 minutes and 30 minutes a day with your resin system, and if you optimize further where you play in the morning and play at night, you're looking at more 15 to 35, maybe up to 40. Moving forward, there are dailies. So you will have 4 daily missions. And these 4 daily missions, they will only take roughly the same amount of time as your resin pool. Roughly between 15 and 25 minutes. Meaning for a grand total, people, we're looking at 25, 30 minutes to an hour a day of being able to actually do stuff. And by that I mean progress and get loot that is meaningful. Because as I have established, and as this game so clearly establishes in your mind by playing it, loot and progression are the basis of what we are doing here. But, there's a huge but here. You can refill your resin pool, either through fragile resin, which you gain through playing the game, which is really cool. Hey, cool. But you can also spend that very, very rare and very, very precious Primo Gem currency. So now you can spend your premium summoning currency, which is the only way to get top tier characters, expand your 4-star characters that you already have, expand the 4-star weapons you already have, and get top tier weapons. Now you can spend it to play the game that before you could play at whatever pace you wanted. But now you can spend your premium currency as a free-to-play player to continue to play the game you love. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the crux of my entire problem with Genshin Impact. This game over the last year has presented itself in the best possible light for a Western audience and for a general audience over the world. It did the best it could to hide this gacha system. If you don't believe that, why didn't we ever hear about it almost at all in normal feed channels about it? Only until recently, and even people still now are going, what's a gacha game? What is this? What does this mean? It's a gacha? What? And people are acting like, well, you should have done the research. The average human does not do the research, and any marketing team knows that. That is a very common practice to subvert that. They then allow you to play the game as you like and reward you for doing so. And then they do this little 180 pancake flip right onto your head and say, welcome to the show. Now you gotta play as we want you to. Unless you give up that free-to-play premium currency that you have worked so hard to get, you can keep playing if you give us that back. And so now you're stuck in a position of, okay, well, do I summon and try to get the characters that I've been wanting? Do I try to summon to fully kit out my 4-star characters? Do I try to summon to get 5-star weapons that I can't even earn in-game? Do I try to summon to get the rest of my 4-star weapons to build my team? Or do I simply continue to play the game that I have fallen in love with, that allowed me to play as I like, and now does not? Why would they do this? It's a rhetorical question because, in my opinion, the answer is extremely straightforward and extremely simple. They did it because of greed. They drew in the largest audience that they could and made them believe that this was a free-to-play friendly game. And then they revealed to the world, or at least to us that have played it so far, that it is in fact not. That they will do whatever they can to try and choke free-to-play players out of free-to-play and into pay-to-play. They are incentivizing you to stop what you're doing, and they are hurting you for not doing that. By not giving your free Primo Gems, you limit your amount of time you can play. You limit how much you can enjoy this game. And if you then give them your free-to-play, you now are stuck with, okay, well, if I want to get good weapons, if I want to fully kit my characters, if I want to do all of this, guess what? Now you gotta spend your money. Listen, I just want you to think critically about this. Beyond that first little dopamine rush you're going to get from the 30 hours, 40 hours of free-to-play content that is really good. Beyond that, think. We could have a better model, but we don't. Why? Because, again, they're greedy. There are other games, AAA level titles, that have other systems, that have a full price tag, a monetization system that includes cosmetics, and some of them even subscription systems beyond that, or just DLC in general. The only real argument for why the free-to-play is going to work for this game is because new and next-gen consoles are coming out, next-gen games that could define a generation are coming out, and Nvidia just dropped that beast of a graphics card. That's really the only grounds to stand on. But even then, if they had started a year ago promoting this and telling people you should save your money, most of us could save that amount. And acting like we couldn't is ridiculous, because most of us free-to-play players, by the end of a year of this game being out, we'll have spent more on it than a AAA title with a full price tag. Guys, I believe in being hypercritical of the things we love, and I believe of that because if we do not, eventually we will have this baseline of mediocrity across media, and whose fault will it be? It will be our fault because we allowed this to happen, because we didn't go out and take a stand, because we didn't give the reviews that things deserved, and we didn't give feedback that was justified. And with that said, I want you to download this game. And I'm not saying review bomb this game. I want you to download it because A, it is so much fun. And that's why I have a problem with it, because it could be so much more than what it is. And B, I want you to be critical, and I want you to enjoy that job. Being critical is a good thing, and there's enjoyment in it. And if you love the game, good on you. But if you see the problems I have, give the game an honest review. Don't go out there and just spread lies. Don't try to destroy the game. Give good reviews that are actually based on your opinion, whether that's good or bad. And hopefully I get to eat my words and that Genshin Impact becomes the game that we all want it to be. That is the real hope. I will come before you and God and give what I think. And so going forward, I will continue to cover Genshin Impact, and I will continue to be this critical and maybe praise it if it actually becomes what it should be. I will also be trying to stream in the future. Not sure when that will be. You'll know when I do, because I will post a link on my about page, the description for this video, and we'll probably post another video announcing that I'm starting to stream. Guys, that's what I wanted to cover. I hope you enjoyed the content. Again, think about throwing a like and a subscribe on the video. Really want you to find my content in the future, and I hope that this can find someone who is looking for these kind of answers. And with nothing more to add, hey, I hope you come back for more trash content soon.